If you are doing all the things, launching, posting, creating content, being out there and visible with your product, with your business, with your services, and yet it's not landing, it's not arriving back into your life as the results that you need, want, and absolutely know are true for you and your brilliance, then this video is for you. Because it's not your offer, it's not your strategy, it's your frequency. And today I'll be sharing a personal story and one of the most painful experiences of my own life, where I thought I was being such a good businesswoman and it really tanked my energy, my business, and my life, to be fair. First point is so important. And trust me when I say I know this one deeply and I swallow the bait all the time, but strategy is not the thing that's going to move a needle in your business. I know it's a shock, but it's true, because strategy alone cannot carry misalignment. It cannot carry a low energetic frequency. We've been sold this idea, hello online marketers, that strategy is the key. It just takes the perfect funnel. It's the perfect opt-in. It's the perfect offer. It's the perfect client journey. These things are the things that will help sell your service, your product, whatever it is. And while I am not anti-strategy at all, structure is beautiful when it is aligned, when it is built upon a potent frequency that moves people on a soul level. Gone are the many, many, many years ago where the product launch formulas that worked so well are working so well nowadays. It is just not the case. We're in a whole new paradigm where people are not just buying information, they're buying resonance. They're looking for your congruence, for your coherence. And when your energy doesn't match your words, there's an incongruence. When you're saying you can hold space for others, but yet your energy is scattered, needy, gripping, grabbing for that sale, then there's a mismatch. And people can feel that. Even if they don't know why, they will scroll past, they will move on, they will seek out somebody else. It is, you could be offering the exact same thing as someone, and people will pick the person who is rooted in their soul resonance versus the one who can just talk the talk. Because the truth is, no strategy can compensate for an unanchored energetic field. When you launch from obligation, sell from scarcity, post from urgency, it might look polished from the outside, but the signal is distorted. And in this energetic era of business, your signal is your strategy. Really quickly before I forget, if this video is landing for you, if it's resonating in your heart, if you're feeling expanded, I would so appreciate if you would go ahead and pop a like or a comment and subscribe to this channel, because it helps this work get out to so many more people in this world and supports my vision and mission to light up the souls of hundreds of thousands of people on this earth, so that they know the truth of their own light and their own soul, and they go out and give the world the gift that only they can give. I really love hearing from you. I love hearing what lands. I love hearing what you'd love to explore with me on this channel. So please go ahead and comment, and let's make this a two-way conversation. I want to share a quick story about when I really let strategy overtake my frequency. And this was towards the end of 2023 into 2024. And actually, no, it was a long time through. It was quite a way through 2023 and into 2024. It was when I was putting together a funnel, the funnel that was meant to end all need to show up in my visibility, in my resonance. And I was getting to the, maturation point of my business. So about the 8-year mark, 7-8 year mark. and thinking, oh, I've really got to like be grown up about this. I've got to put my big girl pants on and get a really functioning funnel, right? So that's like an opt-in into a product, into sort of leading clients down the line. And there was part of me that just wanted to make the inflow of clients even easier and just outsource it a little bit, which in and of itself is not that bad an idea. We're not all supposed to be workhorses and recreating the wheel all the time. But it was coming from a place that I knew that the focus of it was draining my personal energetic potency. I was working weekends. I was overriding my deepest body's wisdom. I was not sleeping well. I was so driven, and it wasn't just purely me. There were other influences in my life around that time that were, that I kind of gave my authority to, that I outsourced my own personal authority to, that I overrode and I betrayed my inner wisdom about what was really true for me in my business, and was kind of made to feel that the way I ran my business was immature or was not fully professional enough. And that had me kind of running to achieve the thing that you're supposed to have achieved by year 8, year 7, 8. I mean, like I've hit 6 figures. I've been able to create extremely effective programs. I've worked with thousands of people, both directly and indirectly, through my programs and through my offerings, through my meditations. So, I've achieved a bit, but I felt behind. I felt like I had failed or was in the process of failing. And so I really needed to create something super professional. And I did it. And I'm not saying that I regret it, but during that time that I was creating it, and it is a very powerful product, I will not take anything away from it because my gosh, the value in it is incredible. But there were hundreds of hours that went into creating this. And whilst it was all happening, my energy dipped. I won't even say dipped, it plummeted. And I hit such lows that I saw the results in my. I know that during that time in my life, it repelled people from feeling resonant, feeling called to work with me, because I was depleted, because I was burning the candle at both ends, because I felt like absolute crap in trying to get this out into the world. And so in me trying to create a strategy to increase the inflow of clients, to increase the feed into my funnel, I stopped the flow entirely because I was not listening to the innate wisdom in my body and in my broader field that was saying there is a lot out of alignment here. And it wasn't just business. There were other things occurring in my life that were out of alignment. But that was the key. That was truly the key. And trust me when I say, when I began to focus far more on my alignment, on my frequency, on my unique channel of light and who I'm here to be and who I'm here to serve, business, life, finances, everything elevated, like without effort. It's truly me being my most authentic self, my truest self, that always shifts things, that always allows for that inflow, that flow back into my business and back into my life to happen. It is never the outgoing strategy. So I hope that brings to life a little bit the primacy of strategy over frequency, and that really you need to have that frequency power first and then let the strategy unfold from there. Things will move so much more smoothly and beautifully for you. Point number 2, your energetic alignment and your elevated frequency is not about positive vibes only. It's not about perfection or pretending things are fine when they're not, because that takes you way out of your authenticity and is performance, not presence. Real energetic leadership is when you know when your energy ends and somebody else begins. You know how to hold yourself through discomfort without collapsing or shape shifting and orienting to people to please them and allow for yourself to be manipulated into doing things that betray yourself. Guilty. It means you're not leaking your energy trying to make people like you or diluting your truth for fear of being canceled by people. And it means you don't outsource your worthiness to external validation, likes, feedback, even client results. When you're in true alignment, your frequency feels clear. It is irresistible to your soulmate, clients, people, customers. Your leadership feels clean, direct, and not because you're perfect, but because you're coherent. So what does it look like to lead from an energetic, mastery, high frequency way? It starts with your embodiment every single time. Before I post anything, respond to a client, do a YouTube video, I check in. I check in with myself. I check in with my field. I check in with my body. And if I'm feeling a bit out of myself, if I feel like I'm not quite here, or I'm doing it from a place of scarcity, rush, must do, then I take a moment and I pause. I connect deeply into my why. I connect expansively into the broader field of all of the people who will ever reach this content or who I'm about to speak to. And I will tap into the larger story that we're engaged with and let that flood my field and let that flood my system so that I can receive the wisdom that wants to come through me in this channel, in this now moment, in a way that is not driven by my mind or like the mental wants and desires. And I actually come from a potent place of resonance, which does not require a specific response from anyone about anything, but that I communicate clearly in that moment with my deepest soul resonance. When you connect deeply into your why, into the reason you're doing the thing, and the thing cannot be just to earn money, FYI. I'll do another video in the future about that. It just doesn't have enough energy. There is always a deeper why to the mission and vision of what you have and what you're here to do. That embodied, held within your body and your field, letting that guide you is always going to be the most magnetic thing for your people, for the people who are meant to be in your life, who are meant to engage with you and your product, your service, whatever it is. When you make this your default way of showing up, you clear your channel entirely for the most aligned clients, for the most aligned opportunities, and for the best timing for everything in your life. Without having to chase, without having to convince, you're just in your truth, in your authenticity, opening your heart to the world. And truth sells. If your strategy isn't working, this doesn't mean that you failed. Really, truly, because I've seen strategies I've done in the past that flopped a bit become huge successes once I've really dialed in my frequency. So really allow for yourself to know that none of your efforts are ever wasted, but it's just that your system is asking you for a deeper leadership. Your soul is calling you to a far more coherent resonance that is going to be that pure signal that's sent out into the field to bring people into your sphere who want to engage with you deeply, who want to have what you're selling, and they want to be in your world. This leadership begins within your body, within your field. This is the real work. This is where your real leadership lies, in your beautiful coherence, in the deeper why of what it is that you're here to do. And you get to layer amazing strategy on top of that and see it fly. If you'd love to tune into your own frequency, grab my free meditation below. Tune out the world, tune into you, and let me know how you go with it. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Sending you so much love. Bye.